ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखावितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त श्रीराधाकान्त नमोस्तुते सप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी कृष्णभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदन्नाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गोटुषे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी विचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। रीडिंग सेशन की जय।
Jai.
Jai.
Lord. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hari Bol.
Very beautiful.
दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जय श्री प्रभुपाद।
Hare Krishna,
हरे
Saurabh.
कृष्ण
Padas
हरे
Pranam.
कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhu. Take the supreme humble obeisances of Guru Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhu, we have to continue like 63, I think so. If I'm not wrong. Page number.
Yes, Prabhu. I think from here we can continue. So today we are reading the book called Dialectic, Spiritualism, a Vedic view of Western philosophy, and this is the chapter of Socrates. It's Socrates chapter. So Srila Prabhupada says, that is what we are doing also. The absolute truth is true for everyone, and the relative truth is relative to a particular position. The relative truth depends on the absolute truth, which is the summum bonum. God is the absolute truth, and the material world is relative truth. Because the material world is God's energy, it appears to be real or true, just as the reflection of the sun is what in water emits some light. That reflection is not absolute, and as soon as the sun sets, the light will disappear. Since relative truth is a reflection of the absolute truth, Srimad Bhagavatam states, Satyam param dhimahi, I worship the absolute truth. Bhagavatam 111. The absolute truth is Krishna, Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This cosmic manifestation is relative truth. It is a manifestation of Krishna's external energy. If Krishna withdrew his energy, the universal creation would not exist. In another sense, Krishna and Krishna's energy are non-different. We cannot separate heat from fire. Heat is also fire, yet heat is not fire. See here it said that if Krishna withdrew his energy, the universal creation would not exist. Yeah, this proves that the living entities, we are not powering these bodies. We are not the doers of anything. We are not even making really this body live, because if Krishna left it as super soul, we would have no energy for the body at all. So Krishna is actually the cause of all the bodies being alive. We cannot separate heat from fire. Heat is also fire, yet heat is not fire. This is the position of relative truth. As soon as we experience heat, we understand that there is fire. Yet we cannot say that heat is fire. Relative truth is like heat because it stands on the strength of the absolute truth, just as heat stands on the strength of fire. Because the absolute truth is there, because the absolute is true, relative truth also appears to be true, although it has no independent existence. A mirage appears to be water because in actuality there is such a thing as water. Similarly, this material world appears attractive because there is an all-attractive spiritual world.
This is really nicely put.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, usually the scientists, they argue always with different kinds of relative truths. When we talk about truth, they think that we mean something relative, but we mean absolute when we talk about truth. And since they have no experience about something absolute truth, they think that truth always must be relative.
Yes.
And bro, like that's why they think that everything is a beginning and ending, because that's their conception, right? They can't understand eternal. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. And also, when they explain some cause of something, they just give the relative cause. They give the immediate cause, but they don't give the remote cause. For example, if I say why the universe was how it got created, they will explain with some atoms, some reactions. But when it asks from us, we say that, yeah, you're telling the immediate cause that is causing it, but you're not telling what is the remote cause causing that immediate cause. Yeah. So we always talk about the absolute truth, that is the relative cause, the cause of all causes. So that is Krishna. But they don't accept that there can be some cause of all causes. They just always explain things in a really relative and immediate causal way. Something always, for example, why the apple is falling. They explain it with gravity, but we go beyond that. Anything. Yeah, they always
That
explain
means
relative.
that they are basically saying about partial truth.
Yes,
They
Prabhu.
cannot see the full truth.
Yeah. Because they are not usually wrong, but the problem is that they don't explain the whole thing. They just explain a partial explanation. For example, why a child is born, then they will explain because the semen goes inside, it does this and does that. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the immediate cause. But what is why that happens? They don't explain that ever. It's with everything.
Yeah, like why a child has particular character, they will say this genetics, due to this they have
Yes,
particular
Prabhu. Yeah,
character,
yeah, that
like
also.
that.
They say
But
DNA.
like, yeah,
We say
yeah, like,
okay, DNA, but who gives the DNA? Who codes the DNA? That they don't.
yeah, like they say that why the sun is burning, that sun is a thermonuclear reactor or something.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
don't accept more
When I've
for higher
explained
truth.
this to scientist persons, they say that no, that there is no absolute truth and there doesn't need to be absolute truth. They say everything is relative. So that's their defect. Then Hayagriv says, according to Socrates, the real pursuit of man is the search of the absolute good. Basically, Socrates is an impersonalist because he does not ultimately define this absolute good as a person, nor does he give it a personal name. Prabhupada liked Socrates because he was one of the closest ones to this personal philosophy.
And Prabhuji, like in my college and universities, like I talk with many professors on many type of these are so-called, those are highly graded person. They are, if you say them now, what is this absolute truth? They will generally say some impersonal thing, They have like no experience of this personal matter.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
And they consider these personal matter is kind of subordinate thing or something. They
Yeah.
said that the supreme is some impersonal kind of.
Yes, Prabhu. They say that it is some ultimate energy that everyone has his own imagination, and that is truth for that person. If I have an idea that it is an energy that acts in some way, then it's truth for me, and I see that absolute truth in an energy. But they say this, that everyone has their own idea of the absolute truth. That's how we see the absolute truth. That's their explanation.
Yeah, but the defect, you see, that defect is
when you tell this person that read Bhagavad Gita is coming from perfect person, is Krishna, is God, then
Yes,
they
bro.
will disagree. They will disagree. They will say, no, I will not read this.
Yeah.
They will say these are some dogmatism, some.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, they think it's imaginary. And then they think that because it's not their imagined idea, so they don't care. If they themselves imagined it like that, then they would care. But they're thinking that everyone can imagine the truth as they want. According to how they see the world, they can imagine the truth. And that is the truth for that person.
And actually, bro, from this, actually in India nowadays, this Hinduism came. So they think that any kind of form you can imagine, that is all true, basically.
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
they are thinking that I can worship in different way also. That may be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay, what Prabhupada answers? That is the preliminary stage of understanding the absolute, known as Brahman realization of the impersonal feature. When one is further advanced, he attains Paramatma realization of the localized feature, whereby he realizes that God is everywhere. See, so Brahman realization is God is everything. Paramatma realization is God is everywhere. And Bhagavan realization is God is a person. Everything, everywhere, and person. In these three things, it's easily explainable. Whereby he realizes that God is everywhere. It is a fact that God is everywhere, but at the same time, God has his own abode. Golokaya vanivasatya kilatma bhuta. Brahma Samhita 537. God is a person and he has his own abode and associates. Although he is in his abode, he is present everywhere, within every atom. Andantarasta paramanum chayantarastam, Brahma Samhita 535. Like other impersonalists, Socrates cannot understand how God, through his potency, can remain in his own abode and simultaneously be present in every atom. The material world is his expansion, his energy. This is actually a really simple concept, but it's fascinating how none of these philosophers really thought about this, because it's not really so like complex thing. Because if God can do everything, why he couldn't be enjoying while doing all the creation without being directly doing it? How they never thought about that? None of these philosophies, they came up with so complex theories and ideas, but they never thought that God could be somewhere and doing something without being bothered at all with that thing.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, and at the beginning, you just read the sun, the analogy of the sun and the heat and the fire,
Yes, Prabhu.
and it explained very well how God rests in his own abode, and just by
Dandavad Pranam Dimitri, bro. Jai
by
Lalabhutta.
the effulgence of his own energy, he just create the Brahma Yoti and just all this manifestation,
Yes,
and
Prabhu.
just he is like the sun actually, because
Yeah.
it is stated in chapter 15 that he in the spiritual sky, in the spiritual in Goloka Vrindavan, there is no sun. He is the sun.
Yes.
So uh, I think, yeah, it's so simple, but it's like a simple complexity, I think.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
It's yeah, because you have to surrender. You have to admit that there is God.
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
this is hard for them because they have so much false ego.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
very
the
hard.
sun was really nice example because sun is the same way. The sun is in the sky and it's just doing its own thing, moving on
Yeah,
its own course. But at the same time, the sun is making everything alive here. It's
yeah,
bringing forth all the growth here. So how can the sun do that if because we know that the sun is not actively doing it. It's not, seeing one blade of grass and thinking, oh, I'm growing that grass, or I'm growing that grass, I'm growing that
yeah,
human, I'm giving. it's doing that passively. So the same, it's really nice example of how Krishna does. And this philosophy saw that.
Yeah,
Yes, Prabhu.
and like this sun also has not, this light is actually coming from Brahmajyoti, you know. Sun
Yes,
has
Prabhu.
no light of its own.
Yeah, and you know, they also, the sun, it doesn't need to manually reflect the light. It just reflects automatically. It's not like, you know, if you had a mirror, you would have to point the mirror to the Brahmajyoti and to the earth and to all the places. But the sun is automatically, it's just moving around and it's doing everything by the providence of Krishna. It doesn't need to think about anything, all this, because Krishna has, it's,
Yeah, like Prabhu, if you see that maximum portion of the creation is spiritual world, right? This material world is like cloud, like very small. It's like 1/4 of the creation.
yes, Prabhu.
And the, yeah, it's kind of crazy, and we are here.
Yeah.
Is it like in the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that the sun is is the eyes of Krishna?
Yes, Prabhu. It's, I think it's in Bhagavad Gita also,
Yes.
because it's
And
the eyes of the universal form are the sun and the moon.
mm,
Yes, Prabhu, and in Bhagavatam also it's said, I think. When it,
I think I read it in Bhagavatam, but I
yeah,
don't remember.
especially it's at least it is in the chapter where the universal form is described in the Bhagavatam, maybe third canto. But it's mentioned in many points, like what different things are the eyes of this of the Hare Krishna, Dimitri Prabhu, Dandat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Jai
Krishna,
Shri
please accept my humble obeisances. Our
Krishna,
Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Dimitri Prabhu. No time to.
Hare Krishna, Varam Prabhu, Dandat Pranam, Jai Prabhupada.
Haribo, let's continue. Socrates cannot understand how God, through his potency, can remain in his own abode and simultaneously be present in every atom. The material world is his expansion, his energy. Bhumi rapona lovayu kam mano buddhireva cha ahankara iti yamme binna prakriti astada. Earth, water, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All together, these eight comprise my separated material energies. Bhagavad Gita 7:4. Because his energy is expanded everywhere, he can be present everywhere. Although the energy and the energetic are non-different, we cannot say that they are not distinct. They are simultaneously one and different. This is perfect philosophy of Achintya Beda Beda Tattva. I agree with us. The good of which Socrates speaks is different from Sattva Guna. In the Republic, Socrates says that it is the good which gives truth to the objects of knowledge, and the very power of knowing to him knows them. Let's read this again. Socrates says that it is the good which gives truth to the objects of knowledge, and the very power of knowing to him who knows them. He speaks of the form of essential goodness as the cause of knowledge and truth. Although we may consider the good to be an object of knowledge, it would be better if we regarded it as being beyond truth and knowledge and of higher value. Both knowledge and truth are therefore to be regarded as like unto the good, but it is incorrect to identify either with the good. He believes that the good must hold a higher place of honor. Objects of knowledge derive their very being and reality from the good, which is beyond being itself and surpasses it in dignity and power. So he's speculating about the mode of goodness. He thinks that the mode of goodness is not material. He thinks it's beyond. I think he's trying to speculate about Suddha Sattva. Then Prabhupada explains, Sattva Guna, the mode of goodness, is a position from which we can receive knowledge. Knowledge cannot be received from the platform of passion and ignorance. See, because women are also in the passion and ignorance, so this is why they are not so intelligent, because in those modes, it's really hard to receive knowledge in those modes. Yeah. If we hear about Krishna or God, we are gradually freed from the clutches of darkness and passion. Then we can come to the platform of Sattva Guna, and when we are perfectly situated there, we are beyond the lower modes. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Nascha prayes abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatya uttamasloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki tada rajastamo bhava kamalopa dayaschaye cheta etarana vittam stitham sattve prasidati. By regularly hearing the Bhagavatam and rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is practically destroyed. And loving service unto the glorious Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. At that time, loving service is established in the heart. The modes of passion, rajas, and ignorance, tamas, and lust and desire, kama, disappear from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness, and he becomes happy. Yes, I hear this verse referred many times in lectures. Vishwambar Prabhu quotes this often.
Yes, Srila Prabhupada also quote in his lecture.
Yes, Prabhu.
So,
This process may be gradual, but it is certain. The more we hear about Krishna, the more we become purified. Purification means freedom from the attacks of greed and passion. Then we can become happy. From the Brahma Bhuta platform, we can realize ourselves and then realize God. Hare Krishna. Okay, who wants to continue?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Jai Jai Prabhu.
Sorry. So before realizing the supreme good, we must first come to the platform of Sattva Guna, goodness. Therefore, we have regulations prohibiting illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. Ultimately, we must transcend even the modes of goodness through bhakti. Then we become liberated, gradually develop love of God, and regain our original state. निरद्धोष्यानुशायानाम् आत्मनः सह शक्तिभिः मुक्तिर्हित्वा न यथा रूपं सवारूप्ण्या व्यवस्थितिः व्यवस्थितिः. When the living entity, along with his conditional living tendency, merge with the mystic laying down of the Mahavishnu, it's called the winding up of the cosmic manifestation. Liberation is the permanent situation of the form of the living entity after giving up the changeable material, gross and subtle bodies. Bhagavatam 2.10.6. This means give up all material engagements and rendering full service to Krishna. Then we attain the state where Maya cannot touch us. If we keep in touch with Krishna, Maya has no jurisdiction. देवे होय ऐशा गुणमय मम माया दुरत्यया मम एवा या प्रपदन्ते मायामीमा तरन्ति. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Bhagavad Gita 7.14. This is perfection. Hayagriva Scrooge thought a process of liberation comparable to that of Dhyana Yoga. For him, liberation meant freedom from passion, and approved he approved the saying Gnoti Shayato, know the self. By knowing ourselves through meditation or insight,
we can gain self-control, and by being self-controlled, we can attain happiness. Yes, Srila Prabhupada, yes, that is a fact. Meditation means analyzing the self and searching for the absolute truth. That is described in the Vedic literature. Dhyana satyata tatikatena manasa pashyanti yam yogina. Bhagavatam. Through meditation, the yogi sees the supreme truth, Krishna or God, within himself. Krishna is there. The yogi consults with Krishna and Krishna advises him. That is the relationship Krishna has with the yogi. Buddhi yogam tadamayam. When one is purified, he is always seeing Krishna within himself. This is confirmed in Brahma Samhita, Premanjana Chakshu Charuta Bhakti Vilochanena Sannata Sadvena Hrdeshu Vilokayanti. यम श्याम सुंदरम चिंतय गुना स्वरूपम गोविंदमादि पुरुषम तमहम भजामि. I worship the primeval Lord Govinda, who is always seen by the devotee whose eyes are anointed with the pulp of love. He is seen his eternal form of Shyama Sundara, situated within the heart of the devotee. Brahma Samhita. Those on advanced saintly person is always seeing Krishna in this verse. The word Shama means blackish, but at the same time extraordinarily beautiful. The word Achintya means that he has unlimited qualities, although he is situated everywhere. As Govinda, he is always dancing in Vrindavan with the gopis. In Vrindavan, Krishna play with his friend and sometimes acting as a naughty boy, teases his mother. These pastimes of the Supreme Person are described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sham Sundardasam. As far as we know, Scrooge was a self-taught man. It is possible for a person to be self-taught. That is can self-knowledge be attained through meditation or introspection. Srila Prabhupada. Yes, ordinarily everyone thinks according to the bodily conception. If I begin to study the different parts of my body and seriously begin to consider what I am, I will gradually arrive at the study of the soul. If I ask myself, I this hand, the answer will be no. I am not this hand. Rather, my hand, I can thus continue analyzing each part of the body and discover that all the parts are mine, but that I am different. Through this method of self-study, any intelligent man can see that he is not the body. This is the first lesson of Bhagavad Gita. Dehino yasmin yatha dehe komaram yovanam jara tatha dehantara prapti dhirastatra namohati. As the embodied soul continually passes in the body from bodyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at the death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. At one time, I had the body of a child, but now the body is no longer existing. Still, I am aware that I possessed such a body. Therefore, from this can that use that I am something other than the body. I may rent an apartment, but I do not identify with it. The body may be mine, but I am not the body. By this kind of introspection, a man can teach himself the distinction between the body and soul, as far as being completely self-thought, according to Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Who wants to continue?
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Yes, Prabhu.
And the Vedic conception, life is continuous. Since we are always acquiring experience, we can't say that Socrates was self-taught. Rather, in previous lives, he cultivated knowledge, and this knowledge is continuing. That is a fact. Otherwise, why is one man intelligent and another man ignorant? This is due to continuity. It's actually said, Prabhuji, like every soul actually start from there where he ended in his previous life.
Yes, Prabhu. But see how Prabhupada answers here. He was asked that, is it possible for a person to be self-taught? That is, can self-knowledge be attained through meditation or introspection? See, Prabhupada first, he says yes, he accepts. And then he starts to explain the real thing. And here late...
And Prabhuji, just scroll up a little bit. Just Scroll up, scroll up. Here, basically, Prabhupada ji describing about Sankhya philosophy. I am not this hand, I am not this, not
Yeah.
this, not this, neti. Yeah. In this way, they.
See, Prabhupada didn't straight answer this question that no, he didn't say no, you cannot be, or maybe he wasn't, or he didn't decline it, but he used the opportunity to accept it, but to explain the thing properly, what the real meditation means. So he used the opportunity, because sometimes we just straight disagree, and without going into depths of explaining the thing to that person, we just say no, it's not like that, or it's not like. But Prabhupada always, in this book especially, he accepts many times, then he explains the thing, and see at the end he declines. We cannot say that Socrates was self-taught. He didn't
Yeah.
start with this. He could have started with this, because the question was straightforward, that Socrates was a self-taught man. It's
Because
impossible to be self-taught. Prabhupada would
because
just straight answer
yeah, he
that
can
we
straight
cannot.
say that Socrates did not know anything.
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhupada. But this is the proper way of answering, because he explains the thing. Now everyone benefits, because just by saying we cannot say that the Socrates was self-taught, that wouldn't teach us anything. But now he explained what the real meditation means. The Sankhya Yoga also was there, and also he explains how we are not the body. So many things into one question.
Yes. Okay. Rather, in his previous life, he cultivated knowledge, and this knowledge is continuing. That is a fact. Otherwise, why is one man intelligent and another man ignorant? This is due to continuity. And Rosary, this intelligent or beautiful looking, all these are some pious activities result, right?
Yes,
Someone's face is beautiful, intelligent.
yes, Prabhu. This is same in animal life also, that you sometimes see some dog that is being treated like the king, it's get best treats, and the owner picks its stools and everything. And sometimes you see a dog in the street. So why it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, one dog in AC room, one dog is starving on the street. Yeah.
yes, Prabhu.
I am Devadasa. Socrates believes that through meditation, a person can attain knowledge, and through knowledge, he can become virtuous. When he is virtuous, he acts in the right way, and by so doing, becomes happy. Therefore, the enlightened man is meditative, knowledgeable, and virtuous. He is also happy because he acts properly. Srila Prabhupada, yes, that is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Brahmo Bhuta Prasannatma Nasati Nakanksati Samah Sarvesu Bhutesu Adbhaktim Labhate Param. One who is thus transcendentally situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman. He never laments nor desire to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. Bhagavad Gita 1854. I guess, bro. When one is self-realized, he immediately becomes happy, joyful, prasannatma. This is because he is properly situated. A person may labor a long time under some mistaken idea, but when he finally comes to the proper conclusion, he becomes very happy. He thinks, oh, what a fool I was. What a fool I was. Going on so long in such a mistaken way. Thus, a self-realized person is happy. Happiness means that you no longer have to think of attaining things. Yeah, like bro, this is like the disease of every person, right? Hankering for material things. That's why we are all unhappy. And
Yes,
the fear is there. Yeah.
yes, Prabhu. In Bhagavatam, there is the verse about the eagle. I think it was eagle. Who knows this verse? Was it eagle or a hawk? Which one was it? Yeah, this verse. Here is described what real happiness is.
Send it to Rahul bro.
Oh, see, there's some.
Yeah, this is your name. Your sibling
My
also
name
said
means having meat. Oh no, it means I'm meat. I was born meat eater. Okay, but this verse translation. Once a group of large hogs who were unable to find any prey attacked another weaker hog who was holding some meat. At that time, being in danger of his life, the hog gave up his meat and experienced actual happiness. See this? He had found some meat, and the little hawk was flying in the sky. And some bigger hawks came, and they were really hungry, and they were seeing and the little hawk, it was flying, but because it was holding the meat, it couldn't fly, really fast. And the other hawks were approaching it, and they were getting close, and it was like struggling, and it knew that if I don't let this, if I'm gonna carry and hold on to this meat, they will get me.
this is so funny. At
Yes,
that
Prabhu.
time, being in danger of his life, the hawk gave up his meat and experienced actual
Yes,
happiness.
Prabhu. Then he threw the meat away and he was happy. And suddenly
Yeah,
the hawks stopped, chasing him. He was like, oh, where did those
yeah.
hawks go? And he was like happy and flying again because he gave up what he was hankering for.
Mm.
Very nice verse.
Yes, Prabhu. This is really nice.
Or happiness means that you no longer have to think of attaining things. For instance, Dhruva Maharaja told the Lord, Swamin Pitarthosmi, I don't want any material benediction. Prahalada Maharaj also said, my Lord, I don't want any material benefits. I have seen my father, who was such a big materialist that even the demigods were afraid of him, destroyed by you within a second. Therefore, I am not after these things. Real knowledge means that you no longer hanker. The karmis, jnanis, and yogis are all hankering after something. The karmis want material, wealth, beautiful women, and good positions. And Prabhuji, like these karmi people means they have like atheistic class of people.
Yes,
In the place where I am living, here basically, there is this Durga Mata, so much worship they did, every year. Very big festival happen in Kolkata. So they actually chanting a sloka that Dhanam Dehi, Rupam Dehi, Jaso Dehi, to Mahamaya. Durga Devi means Mahamaya. They are chanting this Dhanam Dehi means material wealth, Rupam Dehi, beautiful woman, and
yeah.
Jaso Dehi, that I need some position and fame. And in this way, they worship Durga Devi. But they don't accept that Durga Devi is Mahamaya.
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhu. Yeah, that's right.
And if Durga Devi will please, she will give them these things.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. And this type of person will never come to Krishna. That is their disease.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they worship Krishna, but they do it in wrong way.
Yeah, it's in
The verse?
Bhagavad Gita, I think. I think in Bhagavad Gita, right? That's some
Is it?
wrong way they are doing.
Yeah, those who are
Mhm.
devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way.
Yeah. The Gyanis are also hankering, expecting to become one with God and merge into his existence. The yogis are hankering after some magical powers to befool others into thinking that they have become God. In India, some yogis convince people that they can manufacture gold and fly in the sky. And foolish people believe them. Even if a yogi can fly, there are many birds flying. What is the difference? An intelligent person can understand this. If a person says that he can walk on water, thousands of Fools will come to see him. People will even pay 10 rupees just to see a man bark like a dog. Oh my god. Not thinking
Prabhu.
that this is roasting, proper roasting is going on. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, this is actually funny because like this feels like Prabhupada foretold the future because now people are paying millions for these people who act like they're barking and like dog. I know the most famous football streamer in West. He got famous because he started to bark like a dog, and then everyone took a little clips of him barking like a dog, and that became his trademark thing to bark like a dog. And now he's making millions barking like dogs. So Prabhupada knew that people will even pay for seeing a man barking like a dog, and that is going on actually.
Oh, Prabhu. He's,
There's this there's this one streamer. His name is Speed.
yes, 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 Prabhu, I know.
Yes, Prabhu. He always barks like the dog.
Who,
Yes,
what is his name?
He's Speed. His name is Speed.
speed, yes, yes.
Is speed OLED, right? Speed.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, I will search.
No, Prabhu, don't says. No, that's not good idea, Prabhu.
Okay, bro. In any case, people who are always hankering and lamenting, but the devotee is fully satisfied in the service of the Lord. The devotee does not hanker for anything, nor does he lament. Ayagrivadasa, through jnana, the path of meditation, it seems that Socrates realized Brahman. Could he also have realized Paramatma? Yeah, it's a good question. Srila Prabhupada, yes, Ayagrivadasa, but what of the realization of Bhagavan, Krishna? I thought that Krishna can be realized only through bhakti. Srila Prabhupada, yes, no one can enter into Krishna's abode without being a purified bhakta. That is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Yavan jastasmi tattataha. Tato mam tattat bhato jnanatva visate tad anantaram. One can understand the Supreme Personality as he is only by devotional service. And when one is fully conscious of the Supreme Lord by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Bhagavad Gita 18.55. Krishna never says that he can be understood by jnana, karma, or yoga. The personal abode of Krishna is especially reserved to Bhagavad. Prabhuji, these two lines just I read. Many people nowadays are saying that Prabhupada actually mistranslated Bhagavad Gita, because their Lord is saying about so much Karma Yoga, Ashtangik Marga Yoga, or the Sankhya Yoga. So Lord is talking about everything. So Lord basically talking about different paths.
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
Prabhupada is only saying about bhakta, devotional service.
Yeah.
So they are saying that Prabhupada Gita is mistranslated.
Yes, Prabhu. Usually, usually these persons only they read like half of the Gita, and then they were like, "Oh, I understood this already. I have to just do what I'm doing right now, and I just have to imagine that I'm giving it all to Krishna, and then I don't have to even finish this Bhagavad Gita. Why would I read the last chapter even? Because I'm doing perfectly what Krishna said." They are like this because at the end Krishna tells these things that sarva dharmam parityajya, but they never read the whole Gita. They just read what they wanted to hear. Okay, they heard I can do Sanskrification. Okay, close the Gita, go do Sanskrification. That's how they read the Gita.
Yeah, that is like I heard somewhere that Bhakti Vinod Thakur said that you need to basically read Bhagavad Gita with respect to that verse,
Yes, Prabhu.
that give up everything and surrender to me. Sarvadharman Parityaja. Yeah. Amen.
Yeah, they think that the me, when Krishna says me, they think that it means I. They think that it means themselves. This is their mistranslation. But if Krishna himself is speaking and he's saying me, why would he mean us?
Like some impersonalists think that when Krishna is saying mom, it basically that Purna Brahma is speaking inside from Krishna. That is not Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
It's something. These are crazy people.
Yeah,
Why they are taking some meaning which is not there in it.
yeah.
They are creating their own meaning.
Yes, that is the
Yeah.
problem.
Yama Sundara Dasa. When you say that Krishna consciousness is the ultimate goal of life, does this mean always being conscious of Krishna? The Prabhupada, yes, we should always be thinking of Krishna. We should act in such a way that we have to think of Krishna all the time. For instance, we are discussing the philosophy of Socrates in order to strengthen our Krishna consciousness. Therefore, the ultimate goal is Krishna. Otherwise, we are not interested in criticizing or accepting anyone's philosophy. We are neutral. Yama Sundara Dasa. So the proper use of intelligence to guide everything in such a way that we become Krishna conscious. Prabhupada, that is it. Without Krishna consciousness, we remain on the platform, mental platform. Being on the mental platform, uh, but being on the mental platform means hovering. On that platform, we are not fixed. It is the business of the mind to accept this and reject that. But when we are fixed in Krishna consciousness, we are no longer subject to the mind's accepting and rejecting. Yeah, bro, like after coming to Srila Prabhupada and all this teaching, I stopped to listening this motivational speaker, before I listened them basically
Yes,
so
Prabhu.
much. They are fake basically total. They yeah.
Prabhu. And when we think that what to do, what should we do next, or what should we do, then usually the mind gives ideas that, oh, maybe you should do this, maybe you should go there, do that. But new ideas. But now we have the program given by the guru, so we just follow that. We don't have to think about much. Same thing is in army. A good soldier is a soldier that don't think much. He just does. He just executes what he's told. That is, I forgot the saying how it goes, but good soldier, he doesn't think. He just executes.
And bro, there is main thing is this motivational speaker. I think you don't search about them that much. They will speak very big things. But actually, if you see their life, they themselves are frustrated. So what
Yes, ma'am.
motivation they are giving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one can speak all kinds of things, but I can say that every day is sunny, that the sun is shining every day. But if I go outside every day, the sun won't shine every day. So one can speak all kinds of things, but it doesn't mean that
Yeah, like they are speaking what they have like no real supreme knowledge or anything. They are saying that just go out, you can rock everywhere. If this is your life, you enjoy.
yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Syama Sundara Dasa, right? Conduct then becomes automatic. Srila Prabhupada, yes.
Is it, excuse me, is
Yeah.
it normal that the reading screen is very small?
It should be normal.
I see it. I see it very.
What about now?
It's okay, bro.
No,
Now
it's
it's
better.
fine.
Jani Prabhu, you can go to the view tab and click the standard thing. Then it will be more bigger. If you are in laptop or in anything, then you can go to view tab.
No,
Yeah.
I'm on my phone, Prabhu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I will try to zoom it.
Yeah, bro.
Excuse me. Very sorry. Forgive me.
No,
Problem,
why
Prabhu.
you are saying sorry? Yes, as soon as the mind wanders, we should immediately drag it back to concentrate on Krishna. While chanting, our mind sometimes wanders far away. But when we become conscious of this, we should immediately bring the mind back to hear the sound vibration of Hare Krishna. That is called yoga abhyasa, the practice of yoga. We should not allow the mind to wander elsewhere. We should simply chant and hear. That is the best yoga system. Hayagriva in addition to believing in the value of insight or meditation, Socrates also believed that knowledge can be imparted from one person to another. He therefore asserted the importance of a guru, which he himself was for many uh, people. Sometimes, posing as an ignorant person, Socrates would question his disciples. He would not offer the answers, but would try to draw them out of his disciples, a process known as the meutic method. He considered himself to be a kind of midwife drawing the truth from the repository of the soul. He considered himself to be a kind of midwife drawing the truth from the repository. So what is means, Sai Prabhu?
But
What
Prabhu,
it say? What it's saying, I don't understand this last two here. He considered himself to be a kind of midwife, but
yeah, he tried to challenge them. He considered himself be like challenging them, and by challenging them, drawing the truth. He called this myetic method.
okay.
See, he would not answer them, but he would guide them to an answer.
Okay.
Where did Gianni Prabhu go? There, I didn't hear this because I was looking at the group because there is something going on, and I noticed something really interesting. Let's see. But just now, this Gianni Prabhu left because I would have wanted to show you. Because see, there's some person joined. He's from France. We got another French member, and see what he has done. I started distributing books in 2020 in France. More than 30,000 books distributed at the present moment.
Yeah, Gianni Prabhu joined.
Hare Krishna, Gianni Prabhu, Tandat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Gianni Prabhu, did you know this new person in the group? Haribol, Haribol.
I think Gianni Prabhu has mic problem or network problem.
Yes, I think there's some technical issue.
Dandavat Pranam Pranjal Prabhu, Jai Srila Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Pranjal Prabhu, Tandat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. 2 years ago.
With 30,000
Yes, Prabhu, see 30,000 books.
into the 2020, it's 4 years.
That's
In 4 years, bro.
so it's like it's like 7,500 books a year. Hmm. That sounds weird. 30,000 books, 4 years. Is that possible?
Yes, bro, it's possible, bro.
How this works?
If you
The
do,
topmost
if you
devotee,
do
he
every,
distributed about 1,000,000 books, I believe.
if you're doing every day, then possible, bro. In 4 years, it's possible.
That means 20 books a day.
Yes, bro. This is possible
Hmm. Yes,
if
Prabhu.
you distribute every day, bro, without fail.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, that's
There's a chart of ISKCON. I believe you can find it online, so you can see how many books each devotee distributed throughout the years. And I believe the first one he distributed almost 1 million, or maybe even more.
in a year.
No, not a
Wow.
year. I mean
Okay.
through the whole life.
Yes, Prabhu. Do you remember
Yeah.
what? Do you remember what was his best year? Was it said there?
No.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, but it's interesting because he's French, and Gianni Prabhu is also French, so they can speak French and start some French group, I think. And he can teach us some book distributing methods. Oh, he's coming to the Zoom, Haribol. Okay, we can continue. Sorry for
Yeah.
pausing.
Prabhupada, this is similar to our method. Because we say that you must approach it Guru in order to learn the truth. This is instruction. This is the instruction given in all the Vedic scriptures. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna himself advises that with the pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadeshanti te jnanam jnanina sattva darsinam. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. Bhagavad Gita 4.34. The Guru who knows the truth is one who has seen the truth. People say, can you show me God? It is a natural tendency to want to know something by direct perception. This is possible by advanced devotion. As I have already explained, Santaha Sadaiva Vidayesu Vidokayanti. The realized devotees is constantly seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Syama Sundara. You can constantly see the Supreme Lord as Paramatma sitting within your heart, and you can take advice from him. Krishna also confirms this. Buddhi Jogam, Dada Mayam. Yoga means concentrating the mind in order to see the super soul within. Therefore, you can control the activities of the senses and withdraw them from material engagement. When your concentration is perfect, when your mind is focused on Paramatma, you always see. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yoginam api sarves sam man gaten tara mana Shraddhavan bhajate yoga same yukta tamo yukta tamo mataha, and all the he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in the yoga and is the highest of all. Bhagavad Gita 6.47. The perfect yogi sees God constantly within. So all these today's so-called yogis, they are not yogi. They cannot be called as yogi, right? They are
Yes,
because
Prabhu.
yeah, they are some fraud.
Yes, Prabhu.
Dandavat pranam Jiyani Prabhu, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Excuse me, my internet connection broke. So
Yes, Prabhu. Okay.
yeah.
So, did you see the group?
Yeah, I noticed that there is a French devotee.
Yes, Prabhu. This is really interesting, actually.
Yeah, and he doing distribution, book distribution.
Prabhu. Yeah, he's
Very
living
nice,
in
very
London
nice.
now.
So we got some French devotee now. Very
Yes,
nice.
Krishna wants to go to French, I think.
Yeah, all glory Srila Prabhupada. Yeah.
Prabhupada.
Yeah, this is very nice for the group.
Yes, Prabhu. See, he's known ISKCON for 2 years.
2 years. Oh,
Yes,
but this is the first time he came, or
Yeah.
So
Recently,
yeah.
he's been watching more videos, and then he decided to join the
you
group.
you see how Krishna works, you know. This is really interesting. He know SKM for 2 years, but recently he just come to the group, you know.
Yes,
Just
bro.
This is why Indiani Prabhu's mercy. All friends
no,
welcome India.
no.
India.
Your friends persons.
So yes, very great. Oh, he's really nice too. I see that he talks with a lot of respect
Yes,
and humility.
Yeah, Lord, not like that. Hello, I want to initiate everyone. What is the last? He's
Oh
saying,
yes. He's the boss.
yeah, like, yeah, like I think he's brainwashed in ISKCON. I think, huh? He's ISKCON follower. I think.
he's distributing books every day.
Yes.
4 years, 30,000. I've never met a person who said that I'm distributed tens of thousands.
Actually, in France, they are really good at distributing books.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're really good at it.
Yes, Prabhu. Now I felt weird because if they distribute 20 books a book, 20 books when they go outside, and I don't talk even with 10, 20 people. So I'm thinking like what I'm doing.
Yeah, we are like some Narada.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, not the him.
He just casually says, I love distributing books more than anything.
But you know, this is because he experiencing the blissful, uh, um, this blissful activities that like distributing books is like doing kirtan, you know.
Yes,
It's
Prabhu.
like going sankirtan, you know. So
Yes, bro.
if he distribute many books, now he is already very ecstatic, you know. Like this give you a very ecstatic mood.
Yeah. I think he tried someday and he got into the mood and then he never stopped. He just continued with that.
Yeah, this is addictive, Prabhu. This is really addictive. When you start this book distribution, you can become addict of it because like kirtan is the same. And actually, there's no difference with book distribution and kirtan. This is the same. Since we go to Sankirtan party when we just distribute book. This is like kirtan, so
Yes,
this is the
Prabhu.
same. But he can feel alone too because if he had no association.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
what
that is a problem.
how he kept going without association for
I think that he met some ISKCON devotee. There are some ISKCON devotee. They have a very well known temple in I think near Paris. Is called Sri Balaram Temple, Sri
Hmm.
Krishna Balaram Temple. So I think that he can go there and meet some ISKCON devotee there,
Yes, Prabhu.
like me and Amori Prabhu here, you know, because in France, uh, ISKCON is more influent. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, that might be the thing.
The perfect. Oh, can we? Yeah.
Prabhu.
Okay. The perfect yogi sees God constantly within. That is perfection. The process that Socrates used gave his disciples a good chance to develop their understanding. When a parent praises his child, he first of all takes his hand and teaches him how to walk. Sometimes he gives the child freedom to to work on his own. Although he may sometimes fall down, the father then encourage the three child, saying, you are doing very nicely, stand up again and work. And similarly, the guru gives his disciples the chance to think properly in order to go back home, back to Godhead. Sometimes when a person comes to argue, the guru says, all right, what do you consider important? In this way, the person's position is understood. And expert teacher knows how to capture a fool. First, let the fool go on and speak all sorts of nonsense. Then he can understand where he is having difficulty. That is also a process.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, this is good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this asking of questions and then leading them. So Socrates used a good method. Prabhupada also used this method, and Sundar Gopal Prabhu also uses this method often. He questions. He asks questions in the middle of lecture. He might start to ask questions from the audience, and if they don't answer, he's like, "Where's the answers? Why you don't answer anything?" He's asking questions, and yeah, then he leads them to answer properly.
Yeah, like there are many persons like they will talk many absurd thing, they will continuously speak on. And when they will not receive any answer, they will say that why these people are not giving me the
Yeah.
answer or anything. Yeah, like then they will inquire the real
Yes,
truth or
Prabhu.
something.
Yeah, first there's the questioning, and then when if he says something foolish, then we pick up the point and ask the foolish point of that thing, and then he might realize himself that by asking we can lead him to realize that his opinion is not right and something else is right, maybe.
Yes, bro. Syama Sundarala, Socrates recommended good association because if one is to develop good quality, he must associate with those who are virtuous and similarly interested. That is Srila Prabhupada. That is very valuable. Without good association, we can't develop Krishna consciousness. Narottama Das Thakur sings, তাদেরও চরণ সেবী ভক্ত সনে বাস জনমে জনমে হয় এই অভিলাষ. My dear Lord, please allow me to live with those devotees who serve the lotus feet of the Sikh Goswamis. This is my desire, life after life. Nama Sankirtana 7. The aim of the Krishna consciousness movement is to create a society in which devotees can associate with one another. Bhagavadas. It has been said that Socrates' philosophy is primarily a philosophy of ethics, pointing to the way of action in the world. Jnana or knowledge in itself is not sufficient. It must be applied and must serve as a basis for activity. So yes, ethics form the basic principle of purification. We can't be purified unless we know what is moral and what is immoral. Unfortunately, everything in this material world is more or less immoral. But we still have to distinguish between good and bad. Therefore, we have regulative principles. By following them, we can come to the spiritual platform and transcend the influence of the three modes of material nature. Passion is binding force in the material world. In prison, prisoners are sometimes shackled. And similarly, material nature provides the shackles of sex life to bind us to this material world. This is the mode of Rajas, passion. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Kame so krodhe saroja guru samantuva. Mahasano Mahapatna Vidhi Enam Ya Vairina. It is last only Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material modes of passion, and later transform into wrath, and which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. Bhagavad Gita 3:37. Rajoguna, the mode of passion, includes kama, lusty desires. So anything Prabhu like for material sense gratification is considered as mode of passion, right?
Yes, Prabhu. Ignorance and passion. This Sensitification is always ignorance and passion.
Yeah, bro. When our last desires are not fulfilled, we become angry. Krodha. All these binds us to this material world, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Tada rajas tamo bhava kamo lobha dayas chaye teta itir anavidham itam satte prasidhati. As soon as as soon as as soon as irrevocable loving service is established in the heart, the effect of nature's mode of passion and ignorance, such as the last desire and hankering, disappear from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness and he becomes completely happy. Bhagavatam 1 to 19. When we are subjected to the lower material modes, Rajoguna and Tamoguna, we become greedy and lusty. Ethics provide a way to escape the classes of greed and lust. Then we can come to the platform of goodness and from there attain the spiritual platform. Prabhu, just see what kind of emoji Pranjal Prabhu put. Some head in the top or something like that. That section.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, a person in the head. Ayagriva Dasa. Is meditation in itself sufficient to transcend which one modes? Srila Prabhupada, yes, if we seek the super soul within, our meditation is perfect. But if we manufacture something in the name of transcendental meditation, in order to bluff others, it is useless. Shyamasundar Dasa, Socrates believed that ignorance results in bad action, and that the knowledgeable man will automatically act properly. Srila Prabhupada. When an ignorant child touches fire and is burned, he cries. His distress is due to ignorance. An intelligent person will not touch fire because he knows its properties. Thus, ignorance is the cause of the bondage and suffering. It is due to ignorance that people commit many sinful activities and become entangled. Shyamasundar Dasa, does this mean that when people are enlightened with proper knowledge, they will automatically become good? Yes, it is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Yati yata eva hi di bhavati samito samadhi asmasa rute chuna ज्ञाना ज्ञाना ज्ञानाग्नि सर्व कर्माणि भस्मं कुरुते तथा. As a blazing fire turns fire to ashes, Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reaction of material activity. Bhagavad Gita 4:37. The fire of knowledge consumes all sinful activities. To this end, there is the fire of knowledge consumes all sinful activities. To this end, there is no need for education. People are born ignorant, and education is needed to remove their ignorance. If they are born illusioned by the bodily concepts that people act like animals, they therefore have to be educated to understand that they are different from the material body. Why is it that some people who receive this knowledge later reject it? Srila Prabhupada, then it is not perfect knowledge. When one actually receives perfect knowledge, he becomes good. See the fact, if one is not good, it is because he is not received perfect knowledge.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu, same here with the Ritvik system. If they haven't, understood it yet, it means they haven't received the information yet.
Yeah, like what it's saying, I not understand properly. Then it is not perfect knowledge. When one actually receives perfect knowledge, he becomes good.
Yeah, when one actually receives perfect knowledge, he starts acting properly. and he knows what is what. That is a fact. So also with these Ritvik videos and all these, when one actually receives it and he watches the videos and he gets the information, then he starts to follow it. But if they don't watch the videos, which often happens when someone comes and argues, that they just haven't watched the video. They have not received the perfect knowledge yet, so that's why they don't understand. So they must open the video and watch it.
Like bro, like in past, some person come and saying that is this Ridvik Bad Guru? Like he come to destroy us or something like that.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the knowledge is perfect. If they just watch the video and they ponder about the things they hear, then they would automatically understand it because it's perfect knowledge. And that's what happened to most of us. We just heard it and we understood it, what it is.
So it would be the same if they read the EA book.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
One actually receives the information, he would become good. But one has to receive it. If he closes his eyes while he's reading it, then he cannot receive the knowledge. He has to open his eyes and think about it and try to receive the knowledge by first acknowledging it. But if he just opens the video but doesn't click play, he just said, "Oh, I watched the video." He never received the knowledge then.
Yes.
And actually, like many person, they just watch something to basically make some argument.
Yes, Pramo. Yeah. But I've seen many people who say like this. They say that, oh, I'm gonna watch the whole video, I'm gonna make arguments, and I'm gonna come back. But none of these people have never come back with their arguments. Always waiting when do they come back. They say, I'm gonna debunk this whole video, and I'm gonna come back at you.
And
And
Sai Prabhu, Prabhu Prabhu again came.
yes, bro.
Like,
Now he changed. He also said that he's coming back and he's gonna debunk the whole.
yeah.
But I think he gave up.
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
And that is good for it. Yeah.
Yes, bro.
Shyamas Sundara Dasa, is there not a class of man that is always evil? Srila Prabhupada, no. Shyamas Sundara Dasa, can any man be made? Srila Prabhupada, certainly because the whole is by nature good. Yeah, like this thing I said that soul has actually Prabhu has out of this last anger, greed, and all these things, these defects.
What, Prabhu? What was the question?
The soul, we are soul, right? We are Jivatma, right? Yeah, soul is beyond this last greed, anger, and all of these things.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. The living entity is covered by the inferior. Yeah, here it's it.
Yeah.
The living entity is covered by the inferior modes of material nature by passion and ignorance. Yes. When he is least of this covering, his goodness will emerge. The soul is originally, yeah, bro. This is good point actually. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Actually, this just now came to my mind, this example, and I was going to say it. Then I moved my eyes a little bit lower, and there Prabhupada was saying it. This actually same thing. So that's really nice. About knife. Yeah, you can read it now.
Yeah, bro. Like that's why because we are in so much mode of passion that after reading all of this again we will go to these things, right?
Yes,
Our
Prabhu.
mode of passion is so high.
Yeah.
You know what happened just yesterday that I am coming long back. I come to my home. I traveled long route. I am chanting in the bus, and
Yes.
some girl is in drive, and I'm watching. I think, what a rascal I am. Why I am doing all this? Then my mind is somewhere is agitated there, basically.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, somehow again, yeah, praise. When he is cleansed of this covering, his goodness will emerge. The soul is originally good because it is part and parcel of God, and God is all good. Yeah, that is the point.
Yes, Prabhu.
That Yeah, we are Brahma and God is Para Brahma, right? Bro?
Yeah.
That is that that which is part and parcel of gold is also gold. Although the soul is covered by matter, the soul is all good. When a sharpened knife is covered by rust, it loses its sharpness. If you remove the rust, the knife will once again be sharp.
Yeah, this knife example is perfect. That the knife is always the knife, it's always sharp. But when it becomes rusty, it becomes useless and loses sharpness. Same as, you have a golden ring and you throw it in some big bucket of stool. You throw the ring there. It will be all covered in stool and it will be dirty. But anyways, it's gold. When you take it out of there, it's again gold. It's the best quality, even though it's in a bucket of stool.
Yeah, bro. It's like Krishna consciousness is like purified water, but
Yes,
this material consciousness is like drain water. Something
Yeah.
like that.
Hare Krishna, Karti Prabhu, Dandat Pranam, Jai Shri
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Karti Prabhu, Dandavad Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble
Tanot
obeisances.
Pranam,
Srila
Jai
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada. Prabhu, I have a question. Can I ask? I mean, is the reading session over? If it's over, I can ask a question. Otherwise, no problem.
Yes, Prabhu, on reading session, you don't have to raise your hand. You can just open the mic and talk.
Yeah, yes, Prabhu. It's been a very long time. So,
Karti Prabhu is so formal everywhere.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, that's really
Why you
nice.
so formal?
So, what kind of question?
Prabhu, how you know Ritvik system is right, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
No, I'm asking you.
So what is the question?
Now, I'm asking you, can you go to the May 20th conversation? Can you go to the Grand Disciple part? And can you explain me why Prabhupada did not say anyone else can become Guru? And why he mentioned Grand Disciples, May 20th conversation?
Why he didn't say that anyone else become Guru?
No, actually, I'm saying that Prabhupada appointed Gurus. Prabhupada wanted the ISKCON GPC system to go on because in May 20th, if you see, there's a Grand Disciple part.
Yes, Prabhu.
Now, what that means? Grand
Grand
Disciples
disciple
means,
means the disciple of disciple.
yes, Prabhu, that even I know. But if you go to the May 20th conversation part, then what you will say, Prabhu, because it's Grand Disciple, that means Prabhupada wanted.
He becomes grand disciple when I order.
Yes, can you go to the conversation?
Disciple becomes grand disciple when Prabhupada orders someone to become.
But that order never came, right?
Yes,
That
Prabhu.
order
Yes,
never
Prabhu.
came. Yeah.
Because generally the Siksha Guru usually becomes Diksha Guru later, but there must be an order. So those would have, and anyways, even if you think about they are grand disciples, they can also be Shiksha grand disciples. It doesn't mean that they are, because their Shiksha Guru would still be the who gave them the initiation and who was the representative of Prabhupada. That would be that person's Shiksha Guru who is associating with. He wouldn't be associating with Prabhupada if he got initiation through Ritvik representative.
So is the Shiksha Guru his Guru and is Prabhupada his Parama Guru, or is then Prabhupada directly his Guru? If you go to the May 20th, I can just show you the part, Prabhu.
So Prabhupada is his Diksha Guru and the other is his Siksha Guru. So the knowledge is coming from the Diksha Guru.
Yeah, like Prabhupada, sorry, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhupada ji said that Diksha Guru is self-effulgent. It's not like it is effulgent, right, Prabhu? That anyone cannot be Diksha Guru.
Yes, Prabhu. And also anyone can be Siksha Guru also. It's one has to repeat and know what he's saying, because if someone just is instructing someone according to what he thinks is true, but he's not like proper himself, so he cannot be then a good Shiksha Guru either.
Prabhu, actually, okay, I was actually joking. I don't have any doubt about this. I was joking, but but the point was that I wanted to ask you this because I wanted to see how you would present the whole argument. So your way of presenting the argument will be first IA 77, go to the May 28th, then directly to the July 9th letter, right? Because
Yes,
I was speaking personally to one of the servants of Bhakti Swami, and I was convincing about him about the Ritik system. And yeah, so I wanted to get some more idea about how you would do it because you're a much more senior devotee than me. But I don't have any doubt on this, okay? So I was joking.
yes, Prabhupada.
I suddenly thought Sai Prabhu changed his mind and want to leave ISKM.
No, but this is usually the only argument that they come with, and to understand why it's asked. Because I used to ask this from Dimitri Prabhu
Yeah, like
also.
no, Prabhu, like they have like another argument that they will say, do you give any shastric evidence that this Ritvik system was practiced in past or something like that?
Actually, it does not matter whether this same question that fella asked me. He was a servant of Bhakti Swami, and then he was asking me, see, actually, this has never been done in any parampara in the past or whatever. But it does not matter, First
Yeah.
of all, that it does not matter because he hasn't seen all the paramparas in the entire universe. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that he spoke this ancient science to the sun god, Vivasman. That means there's a Surya Sampradaya as well. So there's so many sampradayas he has never seen throughout the entire universe. So he cannot comment on this. Second of all, the more important point is that whatever Prabhupada says, because Sakshat Daritvena Samashya Shastra, so Prabhupada is as good as God, and whatever Prabhupada says
Yeah.
is Shastra. So this point they cannot ever, say, because even if it's not there, since Prabhupada says, we must follow. That's all. What Prabhupada says is Shastra. That's all.
Yeah, bro. And Prabhupada is beyond Maya. Prabhupada cannot be defected. His words cannot be defected because he's a Paramahamsa, right? The Paramahamsa cannot be defective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I tried to present this grand disciple part very nicely to him, but I don't know, he was just speculating so much because I showed him, okay, you can go to the May 28th and you can see the grand disciple part.
Yes, Prabhu.
And then I told him, okay, wait, hold on, why do you want to jump? And then finally I go to the end and then the way to show him is that Prabhupada says, when I order, you become Guru. When I order, that's all. So then we can see from May to July, there has been no order.
Yeah.
And July, the end order is that 3 times it is mentioned. The disciple becomes an initiated disciple of his divine grace 3 times.
Yes,
And
Prabhu.
Shastra says, when one mentions the same thing 3 times, it is to be understood that it is of utmost importance.
Yeah.
And the one more verse I quoted is that the latter instructions of the spiritual master is more important than the previous ones. So I quoted all of this very nicely and I tried to explain to him, but then he did not understand. So I just wanted to ask, what else I can do? Did I do something wrong or what? I don't know.
Sami Prabhu, can you go to that part where, Tatwait Prabhu analyzes this grand disciple part?
I think it's here.
Yeah. Can somebody read that?
Yes, probably. Okay. Then in point 14 again, he is mentioning the word grand disciple. Attendance, sir. 1 minute, I'll come.
Yes, Prabhu. Then Satsvarup tries to ask another question in point 15, but Srila Prabhupada in point 16 continues from point 14, that one becomes his grand disciple only when he orders any of his disciples to become Guru. Then he clarifies that
this order never came.
Yes, Prabhu. Then he clarifies that they must wait for his order to become what Srila Prabhupada terms as regular Guru, so that order is not there at the time of this conversation. So this is not, yeah, they call this the appointment tape.
Yes, bro. Yeah,
Because
that's a
here,
fact.
see, when one hears this original tape, he will hear this, that Prabhupada is saying who is initiating his grand disciple, but he was continuing. He didn't stop here. This is not what Prabhupada said. He was going to continue.
Yes.
But then Satsvarup cuts him in the middle. He didn't say just his grand disciple.
Yeah, these are all some mischievous activity. Why they are stopping when a person is discussing about such important topics? Why they are interrupting there?
Yeah.
Because
they chose this tape, Tamal Krishna Goswami listened to all these tapes and he chose the tapes that suits best his interpretation. This is selected tape. This is like the most unclearest of all, because Prabhupada explained this thing many times to them. It's not just this. After May 28th, he explained this many times, all the way to July 11th. But the tapes are missing because Tamal Krishna chose the tapes that suited his things the best. There is so many tapes of missing of this situation. But here,
Yes, Prabhu.
who is initiating his
Yes.
disciple, and he was going to continue with this. When I order you become guru, he becomes.
And you know, Prabhu, like I tried to preach many ISKCON people in internet. You know, they have this. I faced one argument from there. This Ritvik was not practicing before in any ages, right? In past or in any ages,
Yes,
like
Prabhu.
in any sampradaya. So
Yeah.
I said them. You are selecting guru on the basis of some Lutheran voting system, some Diksha guru. How that is possible?
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are
like
actually really like useless arguments. Those are usually, these kind of things are those who more do word jugglery. They give arguments like this, but those other, are just useless arguments because we can refute them by showing the
And
sastra.
if you know Sai Prabhu, I am not very good in verse or all these things. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is actually a verse, you know, it's saying that a God realized person who is like in Paramahansa stage, he can introduce some system. He is actually empowered by God that no one maybe heard before, basically, like this. Yes, Prabhu.
The method is given by the spiritual master, and Krishna accepts that method given that by the spiritual master. I forgot the verse.
It's 10 to 31.
Yeah,
There
yes.
is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita also.
Yeah, I've asked this so many times. O Lord, who resemble the shining sun, you're always ready to fulfill the desire of your devotee, and therefore you are known as Desartri Vanchakalpataru. When acharyas completely take shelter under your lotus feet in order to cross the fierce ocean of nescience, they leave behind on the earth the method by which they cross, and because you are very merciful to your other devotees, you accept this method to help them. See.
Yeah, that is true.
So even if Prabhupada said you do 100 push-ups every morning, you will go back to Godhead, that would work because Krishna would accept it.
Yes. these are achieved that thing.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, usually two things come to my mind. It's one explanation is this that is here, that Prabhupada continues this. Who is initiating his grand disciple? He was going to explain that his grand disciple is when I order, you become guru, he becomes regular guru, and then that's how one becomes a grand disciple. But he was cut. But also, this grand disciple, it works in the Siksha Guru situation also. Because the Diksha Guru, the Guru of that person would still be Prabhupada, but his instructing spiritual master would not be Prabhupada. It would be the Siksha Guru. So in a way, Prabhupada is the grand disciple, no, grand spiritual master. Because the Siksha spiritual master is some other person. But there is no difference because the Siksha Guru, if he says something other than the Diksha Guru, then he's a demon. So there is not really difference.
No, Prabhu. Actually, no. Because see, you were saying that Prabhupada becomes a grand spiritual master, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
But that is not possible. Prabhupada is the spiritual master, direct spiritual master.
Yeah,
he cannot be the grand spiritual master.
Hmm.
How can he be the grand spiritual master, right? Because the grand spirit, this is the same argument ISKCON uses. They say that, yes, this Swami is my guru. My Parama Guru is Prabhupada. So we cannot speak like this, right? Because Prabhupada is our direct guru. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm also saying. But there is a Siksha Guru in between.
Yes, true.
So in that way,
But actually, you
his
know,
grand disciple. That person, Siksha Guru, he's grand disciple because there is a person in between. So
Siksha Guru Diksha Guru is also Siksha Guru. Means
Because I
Diksha Guru.
once heard this explanation from one of our seniors that it works in either way. That it works even if we think that this is Siksha Guru meant here, it also works.
Yeah, I think it's mentioned here.
So
Bro,
are
I
you?
think
If
Sorry.
there was only Diksha
Sorry.
Gurus, then we couldn't be able to say that grand disciple, because then that would mean that he would be the disciple of. There would be a Diksha Guru, his
No,
disciple,
yes,
disciple
Sai
he
Prabhu,
is.
I want to ask something.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, do you mean to say that that we are not direct disciple of Prabhupada?
No,
Meaning
Prabhu.
like that?
No, we are direct disciple of Prabhupada, but there is in between the instructing spiritual master. Because Siksha Guru is
But we can consider Prabhupada as also Siksha Guru, right? At the same time, he is also Siksha Guru. Because anyone who is giving us
but
education, that person can
instructing
be Siksha
spiritual
Guru.
master, he's a person who can correct you. He can instruct you when you are doing wrong. Because Prabhupada is the knowledge giving, initiating. He gives the diksha. Diksha means giving the knowledge, but he's not instructing you how you follow the diksha. The knowledge.
But there is so much recorded classes of Prabhupada. You can get some
no.
instruction from
I
there.
think Saur Prabhu, see, the Uttamadhikari Diksha and Shiksha both are available. Shiksha is there in the books. Okay. Diksha is there through the system Prabhupada gave, the Ritvik system. But actually, if you really analyze the system, the Ritvik system where Prabhupada gave us, the 11 authorized devotees, they were actually supposed to act as senior Shiksha gurus to guide the disciples. So Prabhupada's instructions are there, the guiding light is there, but
Yeah,
how
yeah.
to apply them in our
But-
day-to-day life,
Yeah, that I
that
know.
that is the Shiksha gurus. So this
Yeah.
is the system. So if you're a Ritvik and you say, I don't want to work under any Shiksha guru, you're not a Ritvik actually.
Yeah, that is true.
That is the
but
fact.
no, as true, I am not saying that. I am saying that Srila Prabhupada also at the same time can be like Siksha Guru also, because he has so many recording classes, right? You can take Siksha from them also.
But the Siksha Guru instructing spiritual master means that he will directly correct you. When you are doing your service, he observes you and he comes and instructs you. That's what the Siksha Guru means. Because Prabhupada
Yes.
come to you and in middle of your service, you're cleaning the floor of the temple room. Prabhupada won't come to you, and say that you're cleaning it wrong. But that's what Siksha Guru needs to do. So that's the difference between Siksha and Diksha Guru.
But Prabhu, sometimes, I'm sure every one of you experienced that when you read Srila Prabhupada's books, you get the answer to your questions. So it's also can be considered Shiksha.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But like
Prabhupada is a Shiksha guru as well.
He's a Shiksha Guru as well,
what I'm
but
saying.
he's the only one who is giving diction.
Yeah.
But
That's what I'm saying.
because that's also you question and then you go and you have a question in your mind and then you get an answer. But those Shiksha gurus, they give you the answer without you even asking anything. You are doing something and they see you do wrong, then they point it out. That's what you won't get through those books or in that situation.
Yeah, ISKCON, their mistake is that they consider Srila Prabhupada as Shiksha Guru, but they choose another ones to be Diksha Guru. But we agree that Srila Prabhupada is Shiksha and Diksha as well.
Yes, Prama.
Yes.
Prabhu, actually, I was thinking that, maybe we should do this more. Like, how in the start I was acting and then I asked from a fake perspective, from as if I was from an ISKCON person. I think we should do this like this because this will help us actually preach more.
Yeah,
like
Prahlad
understand
Bhakta
preaching.
Prabhu, he wanted debates to be like that, actually.
Yes, Prabhu. Maybe I can try speak to Prabhu, and maybe if Prabhu says we can do this or it's okay, then maybe something like that could be arranged.
I know
I will
one
speak to Prabhu.
devotee I know one devotee, he's kind of, I'm not sure he's a Ritvik now, but Rajendra Nandan Prabhu said that Sundar Gopal Prabhu is going to preach to his city, so maybe he's gonna accept Ritvik system, I don't know. But when he used to be in ISKCON, they had like online debates. I mean, I remember, so they were streaming live. So one side was presenting atheistic philosophy and another one was presenting theistic philosophy. And then there was a referee who, how to say, who is saying who wins the debate, and then they're switching the sides. So I mean, it's very interesting. So for example, the topic is, I mean, is there any life on other planets? So I mean, you're presenting Vedic perspective, and for example, Sami Prabhu is saying no. I mean, there is no life on the moon, something like that, and there you're switching the sides, so like that. But you know, although how to say, I mean, it's interesting, but they were not presenting any Shastra. So I believe if we do like that, it would be much more interesting, because I mean, our devotees can quote from Shastra and from Srila Prabhupada. So because they were basically speculating and arguing and shouting at each other. So I believe if we do like that, it would be much more nicer.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhu. Actually, when I was thinking about this, maybe even if it's about the Ritik system, like let's say I can take the opposite stand and try to present from an ISKCON perspective, and maybe in the Ishtagoshti, Sami Prabhu, or anyone else. Because the point is that we can discuss as much as possible in devotee circles. But if we are actually put in a physical contact with some ISKCON person, ISKCON fella, like physically, and then he asks us such questions, then we should be able to counter him. Because in devotee circles, I feel, my opinion, that we are always kind of protected. Like I personally know if I misquote, Sami Prabhu will correct me. You know, he will give the verse, or maybe if I do not know, Dimitri Prabhu will save me. He'll give me some nice verse, or he'll teach me what to do. But in the outside world, it's not like that. When we are alone, then we have to be much more sharp with our arguments, and we have to like know everything perfectly as it is, and we have to get used to like being in that pressure moment. So I think this helps a lot. So
Yes, Prabhu.
especially if it's about like the moon landing or Ritvik system, or about
Yeah,
maybe
it can,
about some,
and
yes, so
any topic it can be. Yes. Yeah.
especially these like heart attack topics where people do not want to accept it actually, because they have like a lot of pressure surrounding them. So in these kind of topics especially, I think it will be like a very good use.
Yes, Prabhu.
Because otherwise it kind of feels weird, because I watched all the Ritvik videos, every single one of them, many of them, many times. And yesterday when I was speaking to that the servant of Bhaktivika Swami guy, and I was presenting my arguments, but I was not completely satisfied within my heart, because I felt I could present it in a much more better way, in an organized way, and in a much more like perfect way. But I felt that I just didn't do it in that spot. So that is why I was thinking,
Yes,
if we
Prabhu.
get that real life experience, it will help us a lot. Because how
I
much we're
think,
going to discuss online?
yeah, I think probably it just takes some practice to
Yeah.
master it.
Also, Prabhu,
Because
one argument.
we can read for so long, but if we don't practice it, I mean, if we don't preach, I mean, how can we succeed in that?
So, Karti Prabhu, one argument to this, when they talk about May 28th conversation, one thing that when we start to talk about this, we should always say that we should never look this May 28th conversation alone. We should never look it separately. It should always be looking in context of the July 9th letter. Because when you look those together,
Yeah.
then the matter becomes very clear. But if you just choose the May 28th and for some time you leave the July 9th letter out, then you can interpret it in different ways. But when you bring them together, there is no question. Because Prabhupada says, I'm going to order Ritviks, and then he explains in the, as you say, 3 times he says. So when we look those together, there should be no argument like this. Okay, let's hear this part, because Nimanita Prabhu also talks about this here.
Yes, Prabhu. He makes the thing.
Something that needs to be understood. Not that, wow, he's presenting both choices, now it is up to me to choose which one I like. It's not like this. We have to understand properly what is the situation here. So, in order to understand this properly, let's see how the conversation ends, and let's see when he appointed this Ritvik. So here's how he's ending the conversation. Prabhupada.
We need to go a little bit back.
His grand disciple, like to take a look. But let's say that I give it to you, that yes, Prabhupada is speaking of grand disciple. We can see here, who is initiating his grand disciple. They're asking, how are we going to do initiation when you're no longer here with us? Prabhupada says, Ritvik, I will appoint some Ritviks. Okay, and Rivit means officiating, to officiate the Acharya. That is after his physical disappearance. This is the question. So Ritvik system. And then grand disciple, okay, I give it to you. He says grand disciple. That means his disciples will become gurus. All right, so we have both. Now you cannot say only this one. Why?
Yes, Prabhu. So then we shouldn't explain it in the way that
No.
we shouldn't explain the Shiksha Guru thing. That the
No, Prabhu. No. It's better we do it this way. We tell them, okay, we give them the point. Oh, grand disciple, okay, let's say grand disciple, and go to the end, show them, okay, by
Yeah.
my order, where Prabhupada says, by my order, become a regular guru, that's all. We
Yes.
show them that order part, we highlight it, and then we say, okay, maybe Prabhupada, okay, we give you the point, maybe Prabhupada say regular guru, but you see, by my order. So, okay,
Yeah.
let's wait for the order. Then we say, okay, after these many months, July 9th letter. So this is the order that Prabhupada was referring to. Then the July 9th letter. Then we show them, where is the order, sir? Is the order for your gurus to become Diksha gurus, or is your these
Yeah.
people to act as Ritvik representatives? And Prabhupada also in the July 9th letter, if we read carefully, there's two signs, right? Prabhupada and Tamal Krishna Goswami. And it's a directive. On the top is written that recently when the GBC were having a meeting with His Divine Grace in Vrindavana. So what does that refer to? That recent meeting is referred to the May 20th conversation. And in that May 20th conversation, these people are having doubts over their grand disciple under that order. So we say, where is the order? This is the order. So based on that conversations, your so-called appointment tape, the conclusion of that appointment tape is the so-called appointment tape is the actual Ritvik representative order.
Yes.
So they're screwed anyway, you know, they
That's-
cannot argue with us.
Yeah. We shouldn't mix any else here, because they will just stick to that if we confuse them with something else. This is the best way to, I think, explain it.
Yeah, they juggle words, that's all.
It's not for you to cherry pick. When the Acharya is speaking in a way that seems to contradict himself, Acharya cannot contradict himself. We have problem understanding. So when he seems to be doing two statements that completely go opposite, there's something that needs to be understood. Not that, wow, he's presenting both choices, now it is up to me to choose which one I like. It's not like this. We have to understand properly what is the situation here. So in order to understand this properly, let's see how the conversation ends, and let's see when he appointed this Ritvik. So here's how he's ending the conversation. Prabhupada, when I order you, you become guru. He becomes regular guru. That's all. He becomes disciple of my disciple.
Yes, Prabhu. So Prabhupada noticed that they are a little bit confused here. So then he cut the whole thing and he just gave the statement that when I order you become guru, he becomes regular guru. And then he said that I'm later gonna appoint them.
That's
yes,
it.
Prabhu. And even if you go to the July 9th letter, you'll see in the top that they were actually discussing about this particular conversation.
Yes, Prabhu.
That's
Yeah. See? Satsvarup was starting a new question and Prabhupada answered that it was not clear, even though Tamal Krishna said that's clear. Prabhupada knew it's not clear, so he continued. He gave the statement. And still Satsvarup went to the next one. They didn't ask again. They just went to the next one.
You know, Sami Prabhu, when how eager counteract this particular line, he's saying we don't need Srila Prabhupada's order because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already gave the order. I mean, in Adi Lila 7:128. I mean, you all become gurus and deliver the land where we live, something like that. I don't remember the verse, but you know my point. So
Yes.
basically he's saying this, but of course we know how to debunk this argument also. I mean,
So how many
Yes,
disciples
Prabhu.
Igor has? Has he become Diksha Guru?
no, he completely stopped his activity.
Oh.
He was active last May.
Yes, Prabhu. So if Prabhupada ordered everyone to become, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered everyone to become Diksha Guru, so he should become
Yeah.
a Swamiji then. I want to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe he started his own movement. I don't know.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, that could be.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
actually, he did. His movement is called anti-Ritvik, something like I mean, yeah, against Ritvik something like that.
I think he will be embarrassed in some. Imagine in future ISKCON and everything takes Ritvik thing, and then his videos are there on YouTube below.
That'll be fun. Prabhu, you know, actually, Prahlad Prabhu also said this once. I was in the temple, I was asking Prabhu. And then Prabhu said that actually in the future, they will come to a point where they will have to accept the Ritvik system.
Yes, Prabhu.
That's a fact because at this situation, they're having so much problems, like crazy. They're all fighting. So they will in the future, they will just accept the Ritvik system by Srila Prabhupada. But it'll take time, maybe 10 years or 20 years, I don't know. But Prabhu said they will accept it.
Yeah, and Nimai Prabhu also said it. I mean, he said maybe they will accept Ritvik system in the future. Maybe there will be always two parties. I mean, Ritvik system, for example, is gone. Who knows? Maybe there's so dumb, and they will not accept. But I mean, many devotees will accept Ritvik system in the future. That's a fact. But I think the opposition will always be there. Some crazy fellows who doesn't accept this.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. That's
Like this material world. I mean, Srila Prabhupada said it's impossible that everyone will become devotees. There will be always atheists and crazy people. Yeah. So I believe some opposition will always be there. What to do? We don't
yes,
care.
So Sundar Gopal Prabhu also says that you can fool some people. I mean, you cannot fool all the people for all the time, but you can fool some people for all the time. So yeah, they cannot fool everyone the entire time, but definitely there'll be some 10 people they can fool for time eternal.
What is that what Prabhu is saying? Oh, yeah.
I understand it, but I couldn't understand it. You see,
like, yeah, I mean, I also noticed how Nimai Prabhu elaborated on May 28th conversation, because I mean he referred to this so much to show to show clearly from all
we
angles.
have problem understanding. So when he seems to be doing two statements that completely go opposite, there's something that needs to be understood. Not that.
Yeah, he showed, like this, that there is one statement that, okay, you become Ritvik representative, one statement that, okay, you become gurus in future. And then he showed that what will happen, that which one of them happened. And he shows the July 9 letter and he asks which one of these were talked about here.
Wow, he's presenting both choices. He becomes regular guru. That's all. He becomes disciple of my disciple. That's it. When I order you, okay, so then we just need to wait for the order. Simple. Now did that order come? Because here, Bhaktivinoda Swami is saying a direct instruction that his disciples become regular gurus. His desire has been expressed so many times, but not the direct instruction. Otherwise, why would Prabhupada say this on May 28th? When I order you, that means whatever statement you find before May 28th conversation, 1977, there's no order, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah, I like this argument.
Yeah. It seems like Prabhupada already ordered, but he forgot what he ordered. So now he's just gonna order again.
Yeah, because after all, he's a very old guy. I mean, they think like that actually.
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada made a mistake. Srila Prabhupada should have said like that and go on.
Yeah. All the ISKCON fellas actually say that, Prabhu. Even the brahmachari in ISKCON, they also say this. Prabhupada did so many things new, why our guru cannot do. They speak like this.
They say too that he was sick, so he didn't So they treat Lee like an ordinary man, so it is very offending.
Yeah, I mean he was old, that's why his brain didn't act properly. So I mean it's totally offensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is ABC logic. Now,
I mean, and if brahmachari say like that, I mean it means they're being taught like that in ISKCON. It means leaders say like that.
Ota
Totally.
kevätsiivouksen avuksi Winter.
Yeah, why I shared this part, like Karti Prabhu said, I mean, we have two options. I mean, you will see.
So here we have the direct question and the direct answer of Srila Prabhupada. How initiation will be carried out when you're no longer here with us? Prabhupada said, yes, I shall appoint some of you after this is settled up. Okay, so all we need to do, when will he be appointing those representatives in order to carry out the initiation when he's no longer here with us? This is a continuation. Did he do that? Or concerning the disciple and grand disciple, and you all so-called become Diksha Guru, although Prabhupada did not say Diksha Guru, he said, yes, his grand disciple, which could be Shiksha Guru, but let's say he...
Here I took the thing. Yeah, here now it was from this video.
Diksha Guru.
But I got the idea of the Siksha Guru thing.
When you all so-called become Diksha Guru, although Prabhupada did not say Diksha Guru, he said, yes, his grand disciple, which could be Shiksha Guru, but let's say he meant Diksha Guru. When I order you. So he tried to call them down, when I order you. So where's the order? All we need to do is fast forward and see
Now
which...
it's actually clear again. Who is initiating his grand disciple? That's normal. But when I order you, you become Guru. Yeah. He was just explaining.
Yeah, you see, Prabhu said, even if we accept that Srila Prabhupada meant Diksha Guru, still he's saying when I order you.
Yes.
So
of the two Prabhupada did? Did he appoint a Ritvik representative in order to carry initiation when he's no longer here with them? Or did he appoint some regular Diksha Guru and completely give all the future disciples to his disciples so that they become Grand Diksha Guru disciples? The order of the spiritual master is the so that and completely with them, or did he appoint some regular Diksha Guru and completely give all the future disciples to his disciples so that they become Grand Diksha Guru disciples? The order of the spiritual master is the active principle in spiritual life. Anyone who disobeys the order of the spiritual master immediately becomes useless. If Srila Prabhupada was against forming a GPC committee that will be electing gurus, that is...
Yeah, actually, it's weird that if he was going to choose new Diksha Gurus whose disciples would be his grand disciples, then why would he even talk about the Ritvik system at all? Why would there be need to talk about it at all?
yeah, that's the point.
Yeah. Don't they think that do they just think that Prabhupada talk about the Ritvik thing just for... Yeah, there's no reason to talk about it then.
Yeah.
If
You clearly see that they was not ready yet.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. And we
Actually,
know
even,
that conversation where Tamal Krishna Goswami, he said, we're all conditioned souls.
Yeah.
We're not, we don't fit to be gurus. And Srila Prabhupada said, yes, training must be going.
Disobedience.
Actually, even Hansaduta... Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, you can talk, Prabhu.
Like, I was just reading this one thing. I mean, even the Hansaduta Swami, he himself, after he had some problems and he fell down from his position, in 1993, he wrote a huge letter to Kirtanananda Swami, and he clearly told that actually it's not our position to act as initiating gurus.
Yes, Prabhu. But
And
he's drug user, so he might be, in psychotic attack, so we cannot, of course, trust him.
yeah, of course. We don't need to base
But this
anything
is
off
what
his
this
argument,
person
but I was
saying.
just
Of
saying.
course, of course, his argument is the proper one, but they say ISKCON persons say because he's drunkard, he's like this. So why you listen to him? They say like this. But before they were accepting him as a Diksha Guru. So
yes,
first they listen.
Yeah, because when they're about to die, I mean, they're ready to reveal the truth.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah.
Actually, that's
Like
what
how,
I
like
think that. I'm sorry, Prabhu.
no, Prabhu, go ahead.
No, Prabhu, please, you go ahead.
No, no, Prabhu, I finished my point. Sorry.
What do you think?
I'm sorry, Prabhu. Like what, Sam Prabhu, you asked something?
Yeah, you were saying, I think.
Yeah, I think that the only person who like completely revealed this whole thing is Hamsadutta, because he wrote many letters actually. He wrote many letters and even gave some big lectures telling that actually it's my greatest mistake. And then he was apologizing to all the devotees and all this and all that.
Yeah.
So I just recently found it, it just came in my YouTube recommended page. Suddenly, I don't know how. I said, oh, whoa, did he really say that? And then I just found a few, of course, it's not my position to like, search in Google for all these things, but I was just curious. And then I found out that he was the only person who actually really strongly opposed them. In fact, he wrote a lot of letters to Kirtananda Swami, and then he even apologized to his disciples and all that. Yeah, so
Yes,
let's
Prabhu.
hope Prabhupada forgive him.
One of these
That's all.
was, yeah, anyone who talked about this, then is gonna say this is crazy person always. Also, they were saying about Tamal Krishna when he was going against, they were starting to say that no, this is like a crazy person.
Yeah, it's unfortunately that Hansadutta was a drunkard because
Yeah.
they will always counter argue. I mean, how can we trust him? I mean, he's crazy.
And he had this, they always talk about the gun addiction. They say he was, crazy gun fellow who was drunkard and
Yes, but what about your gurus? I mean, they addicted to they're addicted to children, naked. I mean, and all this stuff. What is his name? The guru who is addicted, who was taking photos of girls in bikini on the beach.
Oh yes, Prabhu.
I forgot.
Indra Yuma. Indra Yuma Swami.
Indradyumna Swami, yeah.
Yeah, Indra Yuma. Yeah.
Doctor, the last prescription in the
and then
manual
posting them to some Facebook. That's the weirdest thing, actually.
Yeah, he posted to his own page.
will quote
Yeah.
Prabhupada's books that he wants everyone to be a guru, and it's very simple. You just not simply quote from a pledge of allegiance for the leading disciples. And they were in the process of finding the right wording.
I understand how it's a little bit like feels like, because most of these, they did so crazy thing and they didn't want to accept. He was the one that wanted to accept that, oh, I did really wrongly. So I can imagine how much he struggled, and all his god brothers, they didn't come with him to the truth. So he must have felt really like
a pledge
bad
to follow
situation.
some spiritual master or A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami and what is written in his books. So Prabhupada said, no books. And Atreya was a little puzzled. He thought, well, shouldn't we follow what's been written in the books? And I said, I don't know why I did that. Well, not necessary. And then he gave an analogy or an example. He said, because I may say something which is not in my books, just like Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said to the Kurma Brahman, because that Kurma Brahman had it in his mind to just leave his family.
Yes, Karti Prabhu, what
context that it has caused the kind of spiritual catastrophe by assuming the profile of Prabhupada, thinking that they will just wave their hand and quote some verses and hundreds of people will faint or fall over and surrender and become their followers. So there's a kind of contaminated conception of Srila Prabhupada, thinking that I'll become like Prabhupada. That's the allure. It's not conducive to anyone's spiritual life to have that misconception. The real point is that Prabhupada
in this, he doesn't sound like a drunkard, actually.
Gave a prescription for what's to be done when he leaves this planet, which is to act as the Ritvik representative of the Acharya.
Mm-hmm. Did he say that word Ritvik, representative?
Yes, it's written in a letter, like a contract or a document. It's like a legal document, because it's.
He also says it's a legal document.
And Prabhupada also used that word, but it's.
Actually, it's Hansadutta. This letter was hidden in his safe. He was the person who hid one of the letters, and it was hidden in his safe. and then some person found it from the safe. I read this on some
Oh, really?
Yes, Prabhu. It was around these years also, around this 1990s when some person found it in from Hansadutta safe.
But formulated a letter to be sent out and named 12 people who are to act as representatives of the Acharya. We don't find any last letter where Prabhupada says these persons shall be my Acharyas, or they shall act as the Diksha Gurus. He doesn't write that.
Mm-hmm. So how did all the gurus and yourself, how did you all decide to be gurus?
It was a kind of, it's just like a young boy. He wants to be like his father. So one day he walks into the living room, he's got his father's shoes on, he's only 3 years old, and he's got his hat on, and everyone has a good laugh.
Let's accept that.
Because it's not taken very seriously, because it's natural. A boy wants to be like his father. And who is his father? Well, his father wears this big hat, he wears these shoes, and a big coat. And a child, he's honoring or imitating his father, and it's sweet, but it's not practical. We don't send him off to school looking like that, do we?
Wow. So I guess you woke up one day and everything happened, and that was the end of your...
Well, you know, there's a small conversation between Prabhupada and Madhavisa, where Madhavisa asks Prabhupada, what about a person who's reading the Bible, but he doesn't have a spiritual master? And Prabhupada responds, he said, if he's reading the Bible, he's following the spiritual master, Lord Jesus Christ. Then Madhavisa says, no, Prabhupada, I mean a living spiritual master. And Prabhupada said, the spiritual master is eternal. There's no question of living. He's eternal. He said, if a person is reading the Bible, then he's following the spiritual master, Lord Jesus Christ, and he may be assisted by some clergyman or priest in the church. You follow?
Yeah, Shiksha Gurus.
So, in the course of time, it's become very clear to me that we, as Prabhupada's disciples, are meant to be like the priest or the clergy in the church that assists some persons who follow Prabhupada by reading his...
Yes, Prabhu. Actually, this is like the same case as in Christianity. All of the followers of Jesus Christ decided, oh, Jesus wanted us all to become Jesus, so now we are Jesus. It's actually the same thing.
Prabhu, actually, I just want to make one statement, Prabhu. Is it okay if I speak now?
Yes, Prabhu.
I'm so sorry, Prabhu. I didn't want to interrupt. It's just that actually, yeah. So, have you read the letter that Nimai Prabhu sent? The letter where he said that there'll be these devotees speaking. So, oh
Yes.
yes,
And
Prabhu.
yeah, it
Yeah.
should be
So,
pinned.
yes, Prabhu. And the point is that, Prabhu, many of the devotees over there, we were discussing yesterday in the Ishtagoshti, many of the devotees are actually full time. So it'll kind of sometimes be only Sami Prabhu, Dimitri Prabhu, and me. Only us three can be mainly active because the other devotees are full time. They might have some services and so on and so forth. So we have to like be a little more active in Telegram, Prabhu. So
Yes,
I was
you're
just
right,
wanting to
Prabhu.
say that, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. I'm so
Yes,
sorry for
Prabhu.
interrupting again, Prabhu.
No, thanks for reminding, actually. Because I really sometimes I forget that many of our devotees are initiated and full time.
Yes, Prabhu. I'll also try to be more active there.
Prabhu, I have to go sleep, Prabhu. If I have made any offenses, I'm so sorry. I was just acting in the start, so don't take me wrong now, please. I'm sorry for any offenses.
Yes,
The
no,
person to
yes, that was no offense, Prabhu. Yeah, that was
No
nice.
offenses, Prabhu.
Very nice to hear
It was really nice, Prabhu.
Dimitri Prabhu after a long time. I hope we can see you next Ishtagoshti, Prabhu. I know you're very busy, but it's possible, of course.
Yes, Prabhu. I hope I can join next week.
Okay, Prabhu. So I think now we need to read Sixtastakam prayers because it's getting.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
So what is time in Russia?
8 o'clock.
Oh, it's also 8 o'clock here, so now we're at the same time again.
It's 9 here. 9 o'clock here.
Yes, Prema. चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिकावितरणं विद्यावादुजीवनम् आनन्दं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्
नमनमकरिपहुदानि च सर्वशक्तिस्तत्रापितान्यमितः स्मरणेन एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमितिष्यामि यजनीननुरागः
त्रिनादपि सुनीचना तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीयः सदा हरिः
नदनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीशकमये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतद्भक्तिर्हैतुकी त्वयि
हैनन्दतनुजा किङ्करं पतितां मां विषमे भवां बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजास्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तय
नयनं गलदशुद्धारयं वदनं गद्गदारुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितां वपुः कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति
युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रविशायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे
अश्लिष्य वा पादरतं पिनष्टु माम् अदर्शनं मर्महतं करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विधातु लम्पतो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. The Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your name alone can render a benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names, like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. They are not even art and faith rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor I do desire beautiful woman, nor I want any numbers of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth.
O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet.
O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
O Govinda, feeling your separations, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he honors me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken heart by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally.
Haribo.
Welcome, Kichai.
Jai.
Jai.
Then offense
Nice.
to the holy name. First offense to what it is? To blaspheme the devotees who are dedicated their lives
Dedicate their lives
for propagating
propagating the holy name of the Lord.
of the Lord. Yeah. Who knows the second one?
To consider names of demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva to be equal of Lord Narayan, I believe. No, to be equal or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. Yeah.
Haribo.
Third
To
Third
offense.
disobey
offense.
the order of the spiritual master. Excuse me, Prabhu.
Fourth offense. Go on.
Please, you read. You already read.
Fourth offense to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in persons to the Vedic version.
Haribo.
Fifth offense, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination.
Sixth.
Okay, go on now.
Okay. Sixth offense to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord.
To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name.
Eighth offense to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda.
Nine offense, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
Oh. 10. To not have conflict in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions of one this matter. It is a slow and offense to be inattentive with chanting. Okay. Every devote who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the daisy success Krishna Prema.
Haribo. Vancha kalpatarupyascha.
Haribo.
Kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo namaha.
Ki Jai. The Prabhu Ki
Jai.
Krishna
Jai.
Chaitanya.
Jai.
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 Jai Gaura Premanand.
Jai.
Haribo.
Hari Bol.
Haribo. Thank you
Thank
so much for your association.
Yes,
Thank you
All
so
glory.
much for your kind
Yes,
association.
thank you for your session purpose.
I hope to see you tomorrow in Japa session.
Yeah, I will be there.
Haribo.
Haribo.
Haribo. Thanks for your association there, precious association there. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Association. Where Prabhu left, I was going to show his new beatback because this is Aero Prabhu's new beatback.
Oh,
Haribo.
Haribo,
Here is
nice.
this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he's still packaged.
Haribo. So it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Panchatattva?
Yes, Prabhu, and here is the Guru Parampara.
Haribo.
Haribo.
Why did you order this?
It was from Krishna store,
Oh, okay.
and I got kartals also. Haribo.
Haribo.
See, here they are.
So,
I
how
also need to
about
take
your
lessons.
neighbors?
Yeah, they are annoyed, I think. And the dog always, when I start playing like this, 2 minutes and the dog starts to bark on the. It's like
at least the dog will be delivered.
Yes, Prabhu. Like he's joining the Kirtan, actually. It sounds like that.
Just like in the city when the dog got liberated.
Yeah. Shivananda Sen.
Yeah.